Alrighty, brothers and sisters, well, guess what? The real alt season might be really starting, as we have today Bitcoin dominance on a free fall, meaning that altcoins are outperforming Bitcoin, especially Ethereum, larger caps and also small caps. Most of the altcoins pumping today. We even got Breton ETH slowly building a decent chart, building up for another leg up here. We got a lot of coins pumping. We've got ETH ETFs with the largest days in inflows. On the 16th of July, we got 726 million, which is the largest day of inflows on Ethereum. And yesterday, we got $600 million of inflows on Ethereum, which indeed are affecting the price. We're seeing Ethereum going crazy, pumping like nothing we've seen since at least the collapse or since the bear market 2022. We have not seen this much strength from Ethereum, especially when we look at these weekly candles and we see how strong and big these candles are here on Ethereum. So you can see now when Ethereum pumps, that not only causes altcoins to really rally and outperform, that also means the Bitcoin dominance starts to drop. And that is why looking at Ethereum is a very good way to predict alt seasons and to predict targets for altcoins, which we're gonna go through here. So the higher Ethereum goes, the higher our altcoins and meme coins go. Now, how high can it go? Now, to answer that, we need to go to ETH BTC, since this is really the real metric we can use to understand how high ETH can go. Now, for example, if Ethereum breaks back and returns to 0.04, and let's say we pull the calculator here, and let's say Bitcoin is at around 120,000, and that times that 0.4, let's say 08, that will give us a price of 4,800, let's say almost 4,900, which will definitely bring it up to a new all-time high, since the all-time high stands at around 4,869, and this would be 4,896, so slightly above its previous all-time high. Now, this is the first target on ETH BTC, which is very, very low. So I do believe now that Ethereum can reach these targets very soon, the 4,800, much sooner, since we're seeing this strength and it's very close, and especially because we're looking at the ETH BTC pair, and it is not so far away from where it stands at today, which is around 30% increase on the ETH BTC pair. It's not so much. Now, the real target would be returning to previous highs from 2021, which is pretty much sums up at around 0.82. Now we can do the same thing again, and let's say Bitcoin, and let's say again Bitcoin is at around 120,000. Now keep in mind we're estimating that Bitcoin would be around 120,000, either above it or below it. Now I do think Bitcoin will go way higher, maybe 130, 140, maybe even higher. So we're staying conservative by saying Bitcoin at 120,000. So that times 0.0824, let's say, that gives us a price of 9,888. So that price would be the price of Ethereum once the ETH BTC pair would be, or will return to its previous highs from 2022, 2021, which would make sense to me that it is possible and it is very likely that Ethereum will go back to these highs here, since it spent a long time here as a distribution, and as well since it has ETFs and we're seeing more and more interest in stable coins, interest on Ethereum. I don't see why Ethereum or ETH BTC does not go back to that 0.0800, and that would be it. That would put ETH way above 10K. And keep in mind, this is all conservative targets. These are not moon boy. These are not really crazy targets. These are very, very conservative, like something a bank would use as somehow to predict a price of Ethereum, just based on the ETH BTC. And if Ethereum returns to 0.0824 and Bitcoin stays around 120,000. Now, obviously we can moon boy it a bit and say, what if Bitcoin is around 150,000 and then ETH goes back again or returns to 0.0824? That would put ETH at around 12,360. Now these are not too moon boyish targets, and these are pretty regular, which means that if Bitcoin goes to 150,000, we would expect ETH to be at around 12,000. So almost 3x and a half. So that's how much returns this can be on Ethereum. Now it's not the biggest returns, it's around 2x, let's say, but the biggest gains would come from what it causes in the market. So once Ethereum starts to break above its all-time high, it really goes for these targets, we're gonna see Bitcoin dominance dropping much harder. I do believe that would be the point. Once ETH is above 10k, around 10k, that would be the point where the Bitcoin dominance is somewhere here. That means also that a lot of the money from Bitcoin went towards ETH, and Bitcoin did not increase that much, and most of the increase happened on Ethereum. So this would be a rotation, and when this happens, now you can guess that this would send altcoins to the moon. Now if ETH does a 2x or 3x, this means coins that are next to it would do a 5x. Let's go from, let's say, meme coins, for example, that are on ETH. Let's say Shiba Inu would do a 2x, Pepe would do 5, and then you get your lower caps, like maybe Floki does a 10 or 5 or 7 or 8, and maybe Mock coin does, like, let's say a 5x as well. The lower the market cap is, the higher the percentages, which means coins that are very low market cap, like Breton 8 can do 100x plus, or Dorky as well. Those lower market cap coins can go even harder because of the rotation which happens from coin to coin to coin. Let's say Pepe does a 10x, or like there's a 5x, then the next coin to it does a 10x, and then the next coin does a 20x. Let's say the mid cappers, let's say maybe Turbo, for example, does a 10x or 15x. The next coin that is less market cap than it, maybe Toshi as well, does a 5 to 10x. And then you get your lower caps and lower caps until you reach the coins that are below 10 to 20 million, and those go even more parabolic. And those are the ones that are going to do the 100x's plus. This is the playbook that we've seen happen in 2021 when the Bitcoin dominance dropped, and we've seen coins go crazy, like back in the days here with this sharp drop on the Bitcoin dominance, and as well as in 2017 with this sharp drop on the Bitcoin dominance. That's usually what happens. So we could be really starting now this downtrend on the Bitcoin dominance. It might take some time to really see it go that low, but on its way down, coins will start to go up. By the time it is really close to its end, we're gonna see max FOMO hit or kick in, where people are gonna miss out on almost pretty much everything, and this is when they will start to FOMO on almost pretty much everything. So what this means to us here today: what should we do? Now, personally, I'm just waiting for altcoins to start to really pump. Now, as I said, Bitcoin dominance is our indicator for when to sell. Now, this is the most important part of the cycle. You do nothing. Basically, you buy everything and you buy strong coins and you wait, because some people might prematurely sell, which is something that probably happened because a lot of people lost hope. It's been an extended cycle. It's been a big, long cycle. Nothing really happened. And we had a lot of major bad events like the Trump coin, the tariffs, and many people calling for Altseason dead. Altseason never gonna happen. But in fact, it is still intact and it will happen. So some people, probably a lot of people sold their bags, but keep in mind that we're here for the actual drops, because whatever you have now in your portfolio, by the time the Bitcoin dominance is at its lowest point here, should at least be 10 times higher. The cycle is way from over, and especially the Altseason is way from over, because on the way down on Bitcoin dominance, we're gonna see a lot of coins pump. Most of them, pretty much the ones that stayed around, will start to pump and outperform. But at some point, once we're at these deepest levels, like back in the days here, this is when we got JPEGs selling for millions of dollars, NFTs selling for millions of dollars, images of rocks and eggs selling for millions of dollars. This was here. This is when people feel like they truly missed out, because everything is out of price. Everything is way expensive. Now, even the coins you see today at $2 million, $10 million, $15 million market cap would be in the billions or close to that. And people will feel like they truly missed out. And when they feel that, this will start another frenzy, FOMO. We see something really happen here at the end of it, like some other thing to make even more money. So I do believe people that really have sold the bottoms on altcoins are gonna be chasing the pumps, and those are gonna fuel the rallies, and then late joiners and sideline money will as well jump in, causing even more rallies. So for me, I'm just waiting for this signal. So I'm just operating in terms of signals, and I'm buying coins when they are weak and Bitcoin dominance is strong, and I'm holding and waiting for them to see their time and their turn to pump when the Bitcoin dominance drops. And that's why also I stayed strong and I held my bags, because a lot of people really freaked out, especially with this tariff drop and Bitcoin and Ethereum going below 2,000, and Ethereum was at around 1,400. It felt like the end. That's it, it's over. So, and this was just a few months ago in April. 3 months later, Ethereum is at 3,500. So this is over 2x. But the point is, it's really hard to navigate these markets if you don't know really the signals and the charts to follow. So it is simple to just keep an eye on Ethereum if it's outperforming, or if it's still strong, or if it is doing something similar to the previous cycle, and looking at the Bitcoin dominance. Now, all we do, the most of the gains will come from holding coins till they really perform well and really go crazy with a Bitcoin dominance that is on its way down, and then selling when this is double bottomed around here. And that's about it. That's how we play this cycle. But pretty much this is the best way to navigate this, is to buy and hold and wait for the Bitcoin dominance to really do its thing, its play, its magic. And we're seeing this happen today. I do think coins are going to be way higher than they are today, so keep that in mind. I'm gonna make more videos about price targets for meme coins as well, and for each meme coin, and where we believe those meme coins are gonna go and where they're gonna go. So as I said pretty briefly, I do believe Pepe got at least a 5x in it. Now it's at 5 billion, so it might go to 50 billion like Shiba Inu back in the days. Now, depending, I do believe if it goes to 12,000, Pepe could pretty much 10x from here, and most of the strong old meme coins on Ethereum are gonna 10x, and we'll see about the Solana meme coins, but I do think still they got some runs to do. But as you see here today, Ethereum is strong and each memes will be stronger, so keep that in mind for the price targets. Let's say maybe Bonk, since they have their pump fund version, they could also 10x here. But Pepe, if Ethereum goes to 12,000, I don't see why Pepe won't 10x from here. I would say a safe bet is 5x, but 10x from here is pretty decent, pretty possible. And once Pepe does this 10x, coins like Breton ETH would do 100x and more, because it's a lower market cap coin. So keep that in mind, that Pepe would be at around 50 billion. So a Breton ETH would at least go to 1 to 2 or 3 billion just by that alone, as people will take profits from Pepe to go towards the next thing that looks just like it on Ethereum, exactly the same chain, and go right into it. That's why I'm big on lower cap memes. You got as well Dorky, which is similar to Pepe, darker version, and as well on Ethereum right next door. So this money rotation is the same thing we see happen with Bitcoin and ETH, but it happens as well with meme coins, where Pepe does a 10x from here, people take profits from Pepe and buy the next thing that looks like it. We got something similar happening with the SPX token, SPX69, which is pretty strong these days as $1.6 billion. We'll see how this will perform, but I do think now it's the time for Pepe to start pumping, since it has not pumped for a while. It's just been accumulating here, but it's slowly kind of gearing up. We got coins on the base chain as well, like Toshi as well, gearing up for a next leg. Now, so far the base chain has not been really the strongest chain, and unfortunately now we've seen this quick pump and dump on Toshi here that couldn't last long, but it was a decent one. It was a 15x pump, but couldn't last long since the market was not really very favorable, and as well it's on the base chain. So these side chains are not really as strong, but still you can make gains from those that are on the base chain. Now as well, we could see this really become something in the future, where people go to the base chain, and we see more retail jumping onto the base chain. But Ethereum chain, the mainnet, is still the strongest, where most of the coins hold strong when they pump and continue, like we see with Pepe. Pepe pumped and then hold strong, and then pumped and then hold strong. Now we see the sell-offs, but not as aggressive, and Fortunately, it looks like Toshi is slowly climbing back up, coming back. So I do think the next leg up on Toshi as well is there for another maybe 5x to take the all-time high. Then we see how it's gonna perform from there. If the base chain really starts to be the next thing, we could see this going even higher, maybe to 2-3 billion from here. And as I always say, overall, when ETH pumps, everything pumps. As you can see today, most of the coins are pumping or are looking like they are ready to pump. So that's the good news here. That's what really keeps me excited, is that we did not miss or have not missed the Altseason, especially if you kept holding, right? If you sold, then you sold, but if you kept holding, that's the way to make most of the money, is by holding and waiting, right? You see the numbers increase, then decrease, then increase, then decrease. But as I said, the signal to really be looking at is the Bitcoin dominance. That's your real true sign of where we stand in the cycle, to really either take profits or buy. So that's the real way, and not just by looking at coins day to day, because you hear a lot of people say, I wish I bought Bitcoin at $1, but they would have sold at $5 Bitcoin or $10 Bitcoin. Very few people would be able to hold for a long time to make anything substantial. By that I mean like turning a few $1,000s into millions. Now, it does not happen if most people just buy something at $1 and sell it at $5, and that's about it, and instead of waiting for it to go to $1,000, for example. So, and the main way to really follow this is by following the Bitcoin dominance. And the reason I am excited is because I know we have not missed that. So it is actually happening, right? The Bitcoin dominance was not gonna go forever up, and now it is actually collapsing with a perfect ETH breakout and ETH continuation. And before we end this video, remember that now we have this resistance on Ethereum at 4,000. This resistance will not be a resistance forever as well. And I do believe the next time we break this or we touch it, we're gonna break. This is not gonna be the time to be thinking it's gonna reject again. I believe this is gonna be it to break out. Now, we already tried 3 times, 1, 2, and 3. I do think 4 is gonna break out, retest, then send higher. Thank you so much for watching today's video to the end, and we'll see you in the next one. Cheers.